What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Snap Decisions. First of all, sorry it's late. I know I usually put it out on Tuesday, but I had to work later than I normally do. And so I was a little bit tired yesterday, and things happen. And so I could not get this done yesterday, but it's all right. It's all good. We have a ton on the plate for today, a ton. I mean, there's just since we got so many cards. Now I'm not. We got. Let's see, Nicholas Scratch. We've got Jennifer. Or did we get? Yeah, did we get Jennifer Kale? No, I'm trying to think because some of the cards went. Some people got them if they didn't update their clients, which I did. So we're supposed to get the season pass card, and then of course, we were supposed to get the. So we got Morgan Le Fay, we got Jennifer Kale, Nicholas Scratch, and Merlin. Now, I'm not going to do all these today in Comics Corner because it'll literally take an hour or more. So we're not going to do that. We're going to go over Merlin, the season pass. And maybe what we'll do is we'll do Jennifer Kale today, too. I kind of like her in comics, so maybe we'll do her in the Comics Corner a little bit later on. But I will start off here. I had my first guest in 2 months. It's been a long time since I had a guest on the show, and it was, appropriately enough, Pulse Glazer, of course, Snap Judgments himself, was on the show with me on Monday night. If you haven't listened to that or checked it out, please do. It is on my YouTube channel, which gets no love at all. So if you happen to go over there and you want to see my face and Glazer's face on screen, and very quick pod. It was about an hour long or so like that. I don't like to keep Glazer very long because he's very busy. But we talked about a lot of cool stuff. We reminisced about some things, talked about some comic books from a while back, talked about the OTA. We talked about the state of Snap. We talked about the Golden Gauntlet and the next one. We went over, and of course we went over this season's cards as well. So go check that out if you haven't. If you do head over to the YouTube page and give it some love, I'd appreciate it. Please make sure you sub if you're not already. And you can comment there as well. If there are any guests that you'd like to see on my show, and I'm going to really try my best to work around my work, to go around my work schedule and try to get at least one guest on a week. That could be anywhere from content creators that you enjoy to other players and stuff like that too, because I've had both come on and just chat about the game that we enjoy playing. So now just keep it in mind, content creators are busy. And, a lot of the bigger ones that I'd love to have had on my show are very, very busy with what they do. And a lot of them are a little difficult to get in touch with as well. Unless you're a bit of a bigger channel, and, that constitutes being a bigger channel than me. So, just keep that in mind. But yeah, give it some love. Drop a like on there. Sub if you haven't already. And also, for those of you who listen on audio, it is available on audio too. So make sure you go check that out. Okay. We're going to go over a lot. We have all of the normal topics. I have 2 questions today from the listener call-in. One, a repeat caller, who I appreciate. And, because sometimes it's a little more difficult to get people on or get people doing that. Not on, but you see, I'm so used to radio jargon, to get people to send me questions. Send me questions. Send me questions, please. I would really appreciate it. And that could be concerning anything comics, video games, toys, growing up in the 80s and 90s and whatever, 70s. You want to ask me about Marvel stuff, MCU stuff, DC stuff, I don't care. Send me those questions. I'd love to hear from you. And you could win a gold pass from it as well. So they are given away randomly, so you're never going to kind of know when it's going to happen. All of a sudden, I'll just get a little notification, and it'll say, hey, give away a season pass. Or a gold pass, and then that's when it'll happen, and I'll pick from one of those questions. So keep sending those questions to me, but I have 2 today. And then, of course, we've got all the usual topics today. We've got the DJ spin. We have got the We'll do what's in the shop because that's coming. Well, that's already come and gone when the shop turned over at 3:00. We're going to talk today about a lot of stuff too. I finally got to see the Fantastic Four First Steps cards. So I'm going to talk about that. The artwork on them is tremendous. It's right from the movie, which is cool. So we're getting our first actual movie kind of tribute set, basically, which I love to see because that just shows. And I know that I saw some comments of people that were mad about that. Oh, now we're going to be doing repeats. Dude, guys, really? Relax. It's a movie. It's an event movie for Marvel. I'm sure that when Doomsday and Secret Wars come about, they're going to be doing repeats as well because Doomsday is going to have some characters that are, the film characters are different than the comic characters a little bit anyway. So why the hell not? I mean, who cares? A lot of people were saying, are they going to run out of characters to do? Marvel has so many characters that I highly doubt that. But if you do a repeat and you make them a little different, sometimes those characters that were out since the very beginning of the game, they may want to do those over a little bit. They might want a little bit of a do-over with them and maybe able to make them a little bit better than they were before, or a little different at least anyway. And the Fantastic Four ones look tremendous. We are also getting a new Galactus. Oh, my God. I knew that the Heralds season was coming, but I did not know or think we were getting a new Galactus. And holy, does he sound cool to play. He's just going to be a big boy. He could get to a 6'13" in a lane, but he's the First Steps Galactus. And we're also getting a First Step Silver Surfer that are carrying over into that Herald season. So it makes me wonder if they're going to be, other than Surfer, if you're going to get references to other Heralds in the Fantastic First Steps movie, and maybe that's why they're carrying it over. But we're going to talk about all that. We've got some killer variants coming out. Two new comic book variants. We got a Doctor Doom, a What If episode or What If issue of Doctor Doom, and it's What If Doctor Doom became a hero. And then we have another What If Kraven the Hunter had killed Spider-Man, which I have read both of these in the past, and I love when these come out. They're very nostalgic, and I dig it. We've got a Jeff Herald of Galactus bundle coming out, $100. But it's Jeff as the Silver Surfer on the surfboard. So it's Silver Jeff with a tooth sticking out of his mouth, and you got Galactus in the background. It's phenomenal. And so we had variants, of course, all the data mines. And then, of course, that's where the Heralds of Galactus season came from. So we're going to go through all this. We're going to go through, many things. So we may, and then, of course, we'll get to Comics Corner. We'll talk about Merlin and Nicholas Scratch. And in there, and then maybe we'll cut down on some other things. I don't want this to go 3 hours because there's just a lot. I'm kind of glad I did my card rankings, which, by the way, yours truly really screwed that up. Really, really messed that up. I was kind of saying Merlin was going to suck. Merlin's really good. So I don't know what I was thinking. I think, well, first of all, and I'm not going to blame anybody but myself, but a lot of the cards, when they were first revealed and when they were put into these data mines and stuff like that, they changed a lot of them. Like Nightmare, for instance, now is a 3-1, I think. So they changed a lot of them, and they changed some of the things that they do and stuff like that. I know I had thought that Clea was going to be good. Now I'm not so sure. So I'll probably end up redoing my rankings because of all the new stuff that I saw anyway. I'm going to get to that in a minute, but all right. But before we get started, and where we're going to start with is of course, the DJ spin. Now, the spin includes opinions and things like that. But this week, it's really going to be just, we're going to go over the new notes from the devs and stuff like that. There was a patch that they put out, so we're going to go over that. And then we're going to talk about just what I've seen from the season so far. I got to play a lot yesterday, a good amount anyway, with Merlin. I played with Nicholas Scratch a little bit. I didn't get to play with Morgan Le Fay yet, but I messed around with it just a bit today. So all is going to be very good in the DJ spin today. And I know some of you guys have said, well, you talk about being positive, and it has not been positive. I get you, and sometimes life's not going to be positive. It's just the way it goes. And there wasn't a whole lot positive for me to say about the end of last season, the middle of last season. Had I had something else to do, like had I had another game to play or something else to play and stuff like that, I probably would have shied away from playing Snap altogether. Because it was just aggravating to me with the meta. The other stuff I was seeing when I tried to play like that when I tried to play Conquest, which is the only other mode that I could possibly play. I tried to play that because we didn't get a new game mode or anything like that. So when I tried to play that, I was getting inundated with negative decks in improving grounds and all that other kind of stuff. So it was just a very, very rough month and a very annoying one to play. And so, yes, I was aggravated, and, I think rightfully so. I think a lot of people are aggravated as well. But I'm over it. It's a new month. We're wiping the slate clean. Thanos is still out there. I've seen some people still, they're still playing that deck, and people are still, playing Thanos. So, but I don't think it's going to be quite as prevalent, especially now with the new cards that everybody's kind of trying them and wanting to play them now. So we're just starting fresh, and all is going to be positive today in the spin. So let's get started, and we'll go into the devs notes, and we'll talk about the new patch that came out. Sinister London, by the way, is the hot location. You know how much I love hot locations. And that one is not a favorite of mine. That usually has people playing destroy decks out to wazoo, because you can put death and null on Sinister London and just have a big, humongous board. But Sinister London's out there. This is one of the things, and I don't really think this is negative, but this is one of the things I'd like to see changed. Who cares about, the hot location thing? I couldn't care less. I can't stand, I don't like it. I think it's silly. I don't think we need to be, to have that all the time. Like I said, I would say twice a month. This used to be a thing that they used to do way back when they used to want to advertise a new location, but they're not even really doing that much anymore. Sinister London's been around forever. This is one thing I'd really like to see go away. It's annoying. It's also annoying to people. They stay away from ladder when they have it, because it's like, makes everybody change their deck and everything to accommodate it. And yeah. So, all right, well, here's the patch notes. Okay. So the biggest thing in this was it says saying the next step in our self-publishing journey for Marvel Snap is coming. Now you guys all remember, when the game went down for that couple of days, and then they were saying they were going to take it over themselves. It wasn't going to be partnered with Newverse and stuff anymore. Well, that's what they're talking about. Releasing our first entirely self-published build next week, June 10th. This means everything will be handled by Second Dinner now, including in-game logins, customer support, web shop, and more. So that's cool. I like that. That's a good thing. What does this mean for players next week? Well, get ready to download new build next week. The old one will stop working shortly after that. We're launching a brand new web shop with lots of launch month goodies, rewards, and celebrations. So the Galactus thing, I think, is going away, which, I mean, listen, it's been pretty crappy lately anyway. You get the 50 credits most of the time. So that's cool. With the start of the new season later today, June 3rd, the web shop milestone track will be temporarily disabled, so there is no more track there. On the current web shop, the milestone track will return with the debut of the new web shop next year. So they're going to keep doing that. So that's cool. Maybe they'll make it a little easier to achieve. This means that all purchases made on the web shop during this downtime will not contribute toward the track. Purchases made during this downtime will not retroactively be added to the new web shop milestone track when it returns. To offset the downtime, the web shop milestone track will be reduced by 10,000 web points. So there you go. So it is going to be easier to complete. So that's cool. You'll be hearing more from us about other updates and expected changes as we continue through the transition. There's notes there about if you have a guest account. I don't think too many people probably do. Card acquisition. Players will now receive the base card when free obtaining a variant for a card they didn't own. Well, that's about time. That's a good thing. This change will be retroactively applied to all cards in players' existing collections. So if you don't currently own any base cards for which you have variants, those base cards will automatically be rewarded with this patch. So everybody who doesn't have base cards and you have variants for that base card, you're automatically going to get the base card. Card Shop. We added a welcome pop-up for new players. First visit to the card shop. New players will now receive 4,000 tokens upon receiving the pop-up, up from 3,000 tokens before. You can now purchase 8,000 and 12,000 token packs from the card shop. So cool. Good for new players, man. You got to do something for new players. Always. Always, always, always. If you want games to continue, you have to do stuff for the new players. High Voltage Overdrive coming June 16th to the 25th. So this is our next game mode. And we saw little screens of this with the high voltage screen and a bunch of tacos on there. So, you know, this new game mode puts an epic twist on High Voltage you already know and love. But don't worry, we know you love High Voltage, so we're not getting rid of the original. This is just a super fun new way to play. Kid Omega and Cobra will be earnable through missions and winning super fun games. So now you notice it's saying plural. I'm thinking there's going to be different games within this because that's why you saw that screen with all the tacos on the screen. So I think they're going to change it up. That makes me happy too because this is a pretty easy mode to get the cards from, but it was getting stale, right? Like it was a lot of Black Panther, Zola, a lot of the same kind of stuff that was winning in there. Now it's going to make you think a little bit better. I like this. I think this, it makes the game a little different. It varies it up a little bit. I think it's cool. When they're examining these little game modes that they want to keep, but they want to improve on them. They want to make them better. I like it. And I think that's going to make it a lot more fun to play. Art, VFX, and audio. Deep Space now has VFX and SFX. Balance update, card updates. Now the players have gotten a chance to get used to looking at card text, tooltips, and the skill card frame with Agamotto's Ancient Arcana. We're removing the banish this text from skills. This isn't a functional change. They'll work the same way they've been working. The wording was somewhat misleading since it's a property of the skill card type, not an effect, and so confuse players in combination with cards like Iron Lad. Cards that overwrite their own text like Prodigy will now display their original versions as reference cards on the zoomed-in view so that players can see how they ended up with their new text. Locations. We've updated some back-end logic to reduce the number of games with multiple locations that make it hard to play cards. Thank God. How many times have you guys gotten, Luke's Bar, and then another one where you can't play on and you're stuck playing on one location the entire time? Yeah, so that's good. Like Sanctum and Death's Domain, so that's a good thing. And then there's just bug fixes. I'm not going to go through this. There's a lot, and there probably still are a lot of bugs. They need to do a nice, like I said this before, they need to do a nice patch where they would just fix bugs. Because now I'm seeing like disappearing cards. I look at my deck and I have a card missing in there and I'm thinking, what the hell? Did I forget to put something in? And I go to put a card in and it's saying deck is full. So that's been popping up lately. That little advertisement thing that's been popping up during games lately, I haven't seen that personally, but I've seen people talking about it. So that's something that needs to be done. Clean up house a little bit, clean up shop, get the game a little more spiffy, a little more shiny with it. Get rid of these bugs. So I'm always grateful when they do bugs. So that was the patch notes. Not a ton there. But that was the patch notes and stuff like that. All right. Now let's get into the exciting stuff here, man. First off, you know what today is? Today is Fantastic Four First Steps Tickets go on sale day. Tickets go on sale today. You can get your Fantastic Four tickets. Also today, OMG. There's a Galactus popcorn bucket. Oh my God. Now listen, guys, those of my listeners that are out there that are listening, you may need to help me. I don't have AMC theaters near me. I have Cinemark, which I'm hearing they're getting it too, but I don't have AMC theaters near me, okay? My problem is this guy is going to be expensive. It's the biggest popcorn bucket ever made. So I'm betting $50+ or more, okay? I am willing, to my loyal listeners out there, I want this, okay? This needs to be on my mantle, on my shelf, my geek shelf, that I showed on some of my past YouTube videos, by the way, when I was streaming stuff. This needs to go front and center on that geek shelf. He has light up freaking eyes. His eyes light up, LED. I need this thing. Okay. And I don't want to get shellacked on eBay for 3 times the price because I know what these people do is they go to the movie theaters and movie theaters don't give a damn. Just like the toy stores don't care and stuff like that. They're getting their money either way. So if these people go in there and they get 5 of their friends to come with them and they pay them all the retail price, which, like I said, I'm betting this is going to be $50 to $75. Especially now that I found out the eyes light up too. But I would be willing to sell you however much money this thing costs in the theater to get me one. If you have an AMC theater near you and you happen to be going early enough to get one, because I know they're going to go. Now, I'm going to go on opening day, but most of the time when I go in the afternoon, and I do not know if they're going to have these on sale for the matinees. I'm also going with my daughter. So, we kind of have to usually go in the afternoon because my daughter works and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going opening day, but I don't know if I'm going to get my hands on one of these. So I would be willing to anyone out there who's listening to me, and especially those of you who communicate with me on Twitter, in my Discord, wherever else, I would be willing to give you the money to pick me one up. Because I need this in my life, man. I've got to get this. This looks freaking awesome. I mean, the helmet is it's like glowing a little bit. It's got all the little indentations and stuff in it. The glowing eyes, Ralph Ineson's nose and mouth. I got to get this thing. So for any of you that are listening that have an AMC theater close and that are going to be there and you're going to go and open it, maybe you're getting yourself one. I don't know. But I would be willing to obviously in a protected kind of way, because I won't know you personally, but I would be willing to get you the money. To get me one and to ship it. I would pay for you to ship it to me. So keep that in mind if for some reason I can't get it. Just so I don't get scalped on eBay and I have to end up paying double and pay over $100 and some for it. I'd rather not do that. And it's already saying on the ad, it's going to be limited stock. So I don't know. Maybe you guys got connections. Maybe you know someone that works in an AMC theater or one of the theaters that's going to get it, and you can hook me up. Hey, I'm gonna always put it out there. I got hooked up with one of those PAX East cards from a wonderful person who had gone to there and got it for me. I mean, that was amazing. So great. They didn't even ask me to pay them for it, and I offered to, but it was amazing. So I know the power of people who are out there and the people who listen. And yeah, I've got to get this. This is like a holy grail for me. For Galactus. You guys all know how much I love this character since I was a probably 7 or 8 year old boy reading Fantastic Four comics. You guys all know how much I love this character, and I need to get this thing in my hands. So if you can help me out, please respond and let me know. Hit me up in my DMs. Hit me up anywhere on Twitter, Blue Sky, whatever, in my Discord. Hit me up because if you have connections or a way to get one of these, I need to know about it, because I've tried to get these before and I was never able to. But when I got up to the theater, they had already been gone. So I don't know how many they get, whether they don't get many at all. I don't know that. But if you can hook a guy up, man, please get back to me. Let me know. I got to get this thing, dude. I've got to get this thing. It looks amazing. All right. So Fantastic Four First Steps. The cards were shown, and they look tremendous. Mr. Fantastic 2/3, end of turn. Give a card in your hand, -1 cost or +2 power. And it is Pedro Pascal's Mr. Fantastic. Got the little mustache. He's got a vial in his hand that he's handing you, and you can see him stretching all over the place. Mr. Fantastic, and they have the logo, Mr. Fantastic, with the First Steps logo, and says Fantastic Four First Steps. Beautiful. Brilliant. Same thing with Invisible Woman. She looks just like the actress in the film. She's a 3/4. Activate this turn. Your end of turn abilities happen twice. And with the logo again at the bottom, the Thing. End of turn +2 power once per turn or once per game if your side here is full. Destroy an enemy card here with less power. And he's a 5/6. So they did change some things. They added that once per game. That wasn't in the data mines. And then we have good old Johnny himself, the Human Torch. He's a 3/2 at the end of turn +1 power. So he gains power every turn once per game. If your side here is full, double this card's power instead. So it looks, oh my God, the cards look so awesome. I'm so happy that they did a movie set and they kept the logo. The logo is now on the set. That's awesome. And I don't know, maybe in the past because of copyright and all that kind of stuff, maybe they couldn't do this. Maybe this was something they could not do before. And now they absolutely can. So I think this is brilliant. And I love it. I don't know. There's some people, like I said, out there complaining, but I think this is tremendous. And this looks amazing. Looks amazing. There's wallpapers out now that you can have for your phone with the Fantastic Four. We got the final trailer today. They're calling it the final trailer. And it has you got your first look at their son at Nate Richard. Was it Nate Richard? No, I'm thinking of oh God, I can't remember his name now. I always forget stuff, man. Don't get old. Franklin Richards. Yes, thank you, brain. Franklin Richards. You get your first look at the baby, and stuff like that. So I can't be more fired up for this. This is absolutely amazing. And I am so psyched up about seeing this film, and very psyched for next month. I don't want to overlook this month because there's fun cards. Obviously, people are having fun with them, but I don't want to overlook it. But I am super excited about Fantastic Four. Today, I shared a picture of Jack Kirby himself on my Twitter, drawing the Thing on a poster board with a pipe in his mouth. So good. So good. But they also showed they showed Herbie. Herbie's a 4/2. Each turn this is in play. Swap to a new activate ability until one is used. We got the Fantastic Car. Now this is interesting. Interrobang shared that this is in I think this is what I read. Now maybe I'm wrong. But I think you need to purchase the premium pack to get the Fantastic Car. That's what it appears like. I don't know if that's true, if that was an error or something like that, but he shared that. And wow, that's very interesting. Are they going to start doing that now? In the past, it was just variants. Are they going to start doing this where you're going to get a card now if you buy the more expensive one? Interesting. But the Fantastic Car is a 4/6. They have the art for it too. Herbie looks awesome. Again, right out of the film. The Thing is in the Fantastic Car. Now that looks different. That does not look like the one that's in the that does not look like the one that is in that's in the film. It looks like the one from the comics. So that looks quite different than the one in the film does. But it's a 4/6. Activate. Give your end of turn cards +2 power. And then it has the Mad Thinker. So the Mad Thinker is here. 1/1. At the start of each turn, after drawing +2 power if your hand is full. And in the back of him, it looks like Herbie it looks like a robot or maybe something in the back. No, it's just pieces of robots and stuff like that. He is supposed to be one of the cards that we get during Fantastic Four month. So he is in here as well. And then one of the other cards I have, and here, guys, is the new Galactus. They don't have his artwork yet, but this is just going to give me another Galactus to collect on the collection track. Oh, my God. He's a 6'10", right? Could you imagine if our old one was still a 6'10"? Oh, God. End of turn. After all cards have revealed and taken effect, your next card played after adding Galactus to hand or play becomes his herald. So you're creating a herald of Galactus. In the text, it says, "My herald is the next character I see you play." So Galactus is literally talking to us, the player. How freaking cool is this? End of turn. +3 power if you're winning my herald's location, if in hand or in play. So that's a 6. He can go up to a 6/13 if you're winning the location that his herald is in play. I can't wait to see the artwork. I can't wait to. Oh my God, we're getting a new Galactus. This is awesome. This is so. The Fantastic Four stuff's blown my mind. I can't wait till next month. Like I said, I hate to rush stuff because half the year's over already. And I hate to rush things, but oh my God, I cannot wait for this. What an amazing way to get Marvel Snap involved in this film to make the cards look like the logo of the movie. And I said this before, use these movies, man. Get everybody interested in this game. Hell, if you can, advertise the game during the film. But my God, this is perfect. This is what I want to see. I can't wait. I cannot wait for this to come out. They also listed Mole Man. Now, Mole Man has changed. Mole Man's artwork is stellar too, by the way. Just even for the base card. I love it. He's a 3/3. On reveal, banish the top card of your deck. Add 2 rocks to your hand. Set their power to the banished card's cost. They changed that. Because remember I was saying that if you played him in a Sauron deck, those rocks could be like, if there's power, those rocks would be like a 10 or more. That's not the case. It's the card's cost. So you would have to, you're going to banish the top card in your deck, and the rock's power are going to be the cost. So chances are you're not going to be able to control that as much because the highest cost you could go is a 6. So the highest the rocks would be a 6. So they did change this a little bit. But Mole Man's coming too. Mole Man's, like I said, his base art is fire. I am so fired up for this Fantastic Four season. I can't even stand it. I don't want to look past this month because there are some really fun cards like Nightmare and things like that. Nightmare, by the way, like I said, changed. He's a 3/-1. Let me get back to him here. He's a 3/-1. Replace the text of each card in your hand with text from a random card of the same cost. He is now, and Glazer and I talked about this on my show, he is now going to be a Sauron card. Absolutely going to be a Sauron card. Because now all those cards have no penalty. If you play Ebony Maw and you have him in your deck and it's changed, now he won't get out till a 3/1, but you don't care. If you have a 1/7 now in your hand with a different text, who cares? And the same thing goes, now you can get crappy texts, but you still are going to be able to play now with him, Lizard, the whole 9 yards. So he is now a Sauron card. For sure, he is a Sauron card. And that's what Glazer is saying. Maybe they did the change to Sauron for this, thinking with this card in mind, because he is definitely going to go in Sauron. And I'm still going to have a blast playing with it. Clea is a 1/2. When this permanently gains power, add Flames of the Fall team to your hand if in hand or in play. So you can kind of bring it back from play now a little bit. So that changes things up on her a little bit. But yeah, there's still some really fun cards that are coming out this month. So I don't want to overlook anything. Nightmare is going to be a blast. But I am just so psyched up for the Fantastic Four. I have the Fantastic Four now as my wallpaper on my iPhone. I am looking at this popcorn bucket along with, they have a Mr. Fantastic bucket as well. He kind of just had a little figure of him stretching around the popcorn bucket. He's a big hand on one side of it and his arm wrapped around the other. That's the big 130-ounce popcorn. There's a 130-ounce popcorn tin with the group on there. And then you have a double wall cup, just a 20-ounce one, and then a 44-inch souvenir cup, or 44-ounce souvenir cup. I have my Avengers souvenir cup from the very first, or from Endgame rather, that I bought in the theater. So I am digging this, man. I am saving up my money. 341-ounce popcorn bucket is Galactus's head. 341 ounces, dude. Not only can I get this, put it on my mantle, but I can make a crap ton of popcorn at home in a bag and stick it in his head. I mean, come on. Come on. I need a hookup. Guys, I need a hookup. My loyal listeners, your DJ needs a hookup. Get back to me, man. I need this thing. I need this. I need it. Look, I can't promise this, but perhaps I can figure out a way with my anti-technological stuff to make it work. Now, I can't do it a lot, but maybe I can even have 1 or 2 times, maybe like once a month or 1 or 2 times where I can get help I'm working with some computer nerds now, so I think I might be able to do that. I can get help to maybe make my computer stream the game. And maybe, just maybe, I will do a stream of Marvel Snap 1 time a month or maybe 2 times a month or something if I could get it to work. I'm not going to go in there and do it like everybody else, like all these other great streamers do, because I'm not going to have the time because my work schedule is so weird. But maybe I could stream the game once or twice, and you could see how bad I get or how frustrated I get when I'm on ladder, and you could see all that for yourselves. But I've got to have this popcorn head, because then I could show it off. And then I could have it with me while I'm playing. And I could have Galactus talk to me in my ear and tell me that I'm bad at the game and tell me to make plays. So there you go. That should be incentive enough. But yeah, I need this thing. I need it in my life. Oh, man. Okay, so there's all that. Let me see if there's any. Oh, then we have, this is the Heralds of Galactus set. Okay, so in the Fantastic Four set, we're getting a Mr. Fantastic. That's the season pass card, I'm assuming. We have a movie, and even we have artwork that looks even more like the film. So the base art looks like him, but is base arty. But there's another one that looks just, I don't know who does that one. That might be Pandart. I don't know. But and then we're getting, looks like a Fantastic Four. It looks like 2 card backs. Looks like an Invisible Woman card back and a Reed card back for the month. And then the Fantastic Four is indeed showing with the Invisible Woman variant to be included. Now, I don't know if that's, again, that may be the $14.99 season pass. So, but that now, you know what though? That could be a variant. Yeah, that could be a variant. So I bet you're getting a variant Fantastic Four card, because that's the one, like I said, that looks like the one from the comics. So I bet you're getting a variant Fantastic Four card along with the variant Invisible Woman and the Mr. Fantastic, of course, and then the variant Human Torch. So that's probably what that is, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I told you about the comic book covers, the What If, the Doctor Doom one, the What If. Oh, there's also a Galacta. We're getting a Galacta variant, the Jeff as well. And then the What If, the Craven cover, the Galactus one. Now, this comes from Rez Snapper. Rez Snapper did a video on this. Galactus the Devourer, he has now he puts his own art on the cards, because obviously the art isn't released. But now these are also from his video. These are the other cards they're getting. The Terrax. So Terrax is a Herald of Galactus. On reveal for each location, shuffle a rock into the losing player's deck. Wow. Good Darkhawk card. He has that ranked as a 4-star, and he's a 3/3. Now, these are subject to change. The Fallen one is a 5/5. He has this ranked as a 4-star as well. On reveal, set your max energy equal to this card's power. So you get your max energy would then be set to 5 if you play him. Then we have Stardust. Stardust is a 4/7. Ongoing cards can't be added to locations except by playing or moving them. Wow. So you can't, there's no other way to add it except for moving or playing the card. Then we have the Airwalker, who's a 3/4. When this is destroyed, replace it with a 4-cost card from your hand or your deck. And then we have Frankie Ray, who we're seeing in the upcoming Fantastic Four film. She's going to be the Silver Surfer in that. After the next time you play a 6-cost card, double this card's power. He has this ranked as almost a 5-star, 4.5 stars. If you play the new Galactus with this, when you play the 6-cost, her power doubles. So she goes to a 3/8, which is that's pretty good. And then we have Firelord. Oh, Ben Roller, man, is going to be happy. Firelord is an old-time hero, clicks. He is a 4/6. On reveal, revive one of your discarded or destroyed 3-cost cards here. And how about this? I could not wait for this to come into the game. I told you guys I've loved the comics. It is if you like Ghost Rider, or even if you don't, and you just like fun comics to play, fun comics to read. I'm watching Binks play the game on TV, and I said play. If you like comics to read, Cosmic Ghost Rider is coming to the game in the Heralds of Galactus month. He has him as a 6-star card. Wait till you hear this. 5/7. On reveal, remove the text from front row enemy cards here. He's going to remove their text, dude. From any card in the front row in front of him. Oh my God, this card is busted. This card is absolutely broken if it comes out this way. Now, this could very well change, but oh my God. First of all, this character is tremendous. He was involved with Galactus. That's the reason I read the books. This card is awesome. Oh, man, if this card stays that way, I kind of doubt it. I doubt it'll be a 5-7. This is going to be like a 5-1 or 5-1 or something. If it keeps those stats, no way is it a 5-7. I could see it being a 5-0 or something like that. But the fact that who cares if you cast it on 5, you're still going to screw your opponent. Oh my God, this is tremendous. And then Silver Surfer is also getting redone. He's a 3-4, so he could still be played in a regular Surfer deck. His on reveal, if you're winning this location with an on reveal card, copy its text. So this is still going to be good in a Surfer deck. You can play both. You can play 2 Surfers in one Surfer deck. And it's an amazing looking, he has amazing looking artwork on this. And of course, Red Snapper, it has Galactus behind him. But this month sounds like it's going to be amazing as well. And, we're already getting the Fantastic Four. And then this month sounds like it's going to be mind blowing. So, oh my gosh. I absolutely cannot wait, for these. And, oh man, I am so fired up for Fantastic Four and the Herald series. This, look, I said it to Glazer the other day. Once I got rid of all my negative vibes and stuff like that I had from last month, I am so happy to be playing this game right now. I had a great talk with Glazer and stuff, and I love talking to Glazer because Glazer is such a great guy. He's always positive. If you don't watch Snap Judgments or listen to his podcast, please do that. He is such a good dude. Gave me my start with this pod by coming on the pod when he definitely didn't have to do that. And I'm forever grateful for it. I'm going to be back on his pod, I think, next week. So look for me there. But he's just a great guy to talk to, and especially about Snap and hearing just so much positivity and good things from him. And it brought me my sense of that back. So I hope you noticed that today. But I am so fired up about this. I cannot wait for these next coming months in the game in Marvel Snap, and so looking forward to just having fun, man. Like, I don't even care. Like, with all the cards that are coming out that you're getting for free, I don't even care about whether or not I get Infinite or not. If I do, great. If I don't, who cares? The card backs are still going to be there. I'm still going to get them. I'm sure they're going to have a Galactus card back with that set as well. So I really don't care if I hit Infinite or not. So I am just going to be looking forward to having fun playing these cards. And yeah, so there you go. That's a happy spin. And by the way, because I mentioned Glazer, I'm not forgetting about the rest of those people that are in the Snap Judgments League of podcasts with me. I mentioned Ben Roller, a part of the Snap on This podcast, along with Ree and along with the host, Lauren Whatevs. Make sure you check out their pod. It's so much fun. They always do they have their secret homework that they do every week. They can talk about anything from games to, to the cards that are coming out, the updates of the new cards, all the things like that. Just a fun podcast comes out every single Friday. Check it out. I'm glad I'm going to work again, my half an hour drive, and I get to listen to podcasts again. Also, make sure that you check out, like I said, Glazer's pod. He records it, and then it comes out on Saturday. Usually records it on his stream Friday. So check that out. If you want to check it out, check me out being on there, make sure you tune in next Friday because he'll have that on his stream or next. When is it that I'm on there? I think I'm on the 12th. Let me look. Next week is the 11th. 4 to the 11th is 30. Yeah, the 12th. So check that out. I will be a part of that show, which I'm always happy to be on there with Glazer. I have signed up for Golden Gauntlet 2. Now we'll see how it goes. I am off this Sunday, which that worked out too in my favor because I didn't think I would be. I kind of thought I might not be off. So Golden Gauntlet 2 was already announced. And I have signed up for it. We'll see if I get chosen. You're not guaranteed, obviously, to be chosen for it. But I am, I'm happy to be part of, I'm happy to be involved in that, if I can get in. We shall see, but I'll keep you posted on that. And if I do, I might get to play and make a fool out of myself. Glazer said he went like 2-6 and his 2 wins were 1 bye and 1 person left or something like that. So I am happy to, I will be happy to let you guys know But I will be, hopefully if I get picked, I will be able to. I wasn't sure if I'm going to be able to play because it is I think it's a Saturday and a Sunday. But yeah, so that's going to be fun. That's already out there. Get involved with it, guys. Anybody can sign up. Tournaments are fun. And I've said that before. I think tournaments are a big key to playing games like this. And I hope they continue to do it. And yeah, so get involved if you can, because it is always fun. All right. I think I've covered... Did I cover everything I want to cover in the spin? Talked about the other podcast. Now, see, this is the old man coming back in me, making sure I just remembered everything I needed to talk about. I think so. We're already 45 minutes in, so I better have. Okay, next up is the DJ call-in, and thank you to... I have 2 questions for this week. Reviews from the tub that I'm going to have to get in a minute, but... I have this one is from Twitter. This is, oh my gosh, I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Jeroen Pire, Piret, and I am not good in French, but Jeroen Pire, I hope I pronounced that right. My call-in question for you: what is your reaction with the ladder climb being more difficult now? And Second Dinner decided that we are having 2 limited game modes this month back to back. I am always up for the limited game modes. I think it's cool as long as they make it so people can finish it in time. Now, the high voltage to me is very easy. We'll see how this new one is, but that's usually very easy to get without having to, really commit a whole lot of time to it to get what you need to get out of it and to get the new card and stuff like that. I did not hear they were doing back-to-backs. Or what the other one may be. So that I do not know. So I don't know what the other one is. But I'm always up for that because I think it switches up the game. And especially for somebody like me, if I get aggravated on ladder and all I can play is conquest, and conquest is terrible, for lack of a better term. No one plays it anymore. And the only reason I do is because, is because I get the card. That's the only reason I do it. So I do not mind it at all if they put 2 of them out. Your other question, the ladder climb, I've made this known publicly before. Let me take a drink real quick. Sorry, I had to get some liquid in me there. I've made this known before. Not thrilled with it. It's a slog. Like I said, I finished at 85, start back at 65. Now I'm back up to 70 something, 75. I think I got it to yesterday. So not too bad. But again, you're playing a crap ton of bots at the beginning and they're very easy to manipulate. Once you get into the late 70s, into the 80s, it becomes a very big slog. And I'm seeing that that's still the case. The bots get better. They play a little better. They don't retreat as often. I'm sorry. They retreat earlier. So that if they can sense they see probably that you're going to win, they're going to get out of there with 2 cubes. So you can't fool them into staying for an 8 cuber. I don't like the matchups on the ladder that they are doing now and how they're matching people up. It is definitely not as influenced by your collection level anymore. You're getting matched up a lot of times with similar or same decks. And my thoughts on it, I don't like it. I wish they would figure out a different way to do it. And who knows, maybe with the changes they're making, they will look into it again at some point. But this has been going on since the beginning of the year, and I'm not a fan. I think it's made for, and I said this, I think on the last show or the show before, I think it's made for people who can play a lot longer than I can. And for it being a ladder thing, just to get to infinite, I don't think that that's really fair. But it is what it is. And they haven't spoken about it. No one's spoken about it. I don't think. Some creators are starting to. Their audience and stuff are asking them little things here and there. And some of them are starting to talk about it a little bit. But I think that with their NDA, the non-disclosure stuff, and with things that they're allowed to say and aren't allowed to say. I think that it's they're on a slippery slope because some of them could say, some of them will say things, but then some of them can't. And again, I had heard that they knew about it, that they all had heard about it. That Second Dinner, released this to them, and that players weren't told about it. And I mentioned last week how I don't think that's right. I think players should know about it, and I don't think that's a proper thing to do. But anyway, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm going to look at this from a different perspective, Jeroen, and that's try to just have more fun playing the game itself. And not to worry so much about the necessarily what they call rewards of the game. Like I said, when it comes down to brass tacks, what do you have to show for making it to infinite besides a rank and a card back? And to be honest, you still get the card back anyway. You just don't get it gold bordered. And a lot of those gold ones I have anyway from past infinites, they don't look good. In fact, the originals look a little bit better. So I'm not going to concern myself with it as much. It's a ladder system. It's nice to say I hit infinite, yay. But if you don't, you know what? I'm just going to try to look at it from the standpoint of am I having fun with this game? And if I'm having fun, then that's cool. The added modes and the side modes you asked about first, well, they add to the fun. They're fun for me. If I can get away from ladder and not have to play conquest, that's fun for me. So bring them on. The more, the better. That's why I'd like to see a new permanent game mode come. Because then I think a lot of the sweaty stuff will get taken off of ladder. And yeah, I'm sure you're going to see all the content creators will be playing the new game mode. If it's like, let's say it's draft mode. You're going to see conquest creators play it all the time. So they're going to get away from ladder a little bit. A lot of the steady ladder players would probably get away from it a lot. So that would kind of tone down on the difficulty maybe of ladder. And maybe that's the time when Second Dinner would say, well, you know what? We're going to change up the ladder and we're not going to make it we're going to change it back because no one's really playing it anymore. So we'll see. But thank you so much for the question. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for reaching out. All right. I have another one here. And this one's from Reviews from the Tub. I got to get to Blue Sky, so just give me a sec. I hope I am still recording. I think I am. If I'm not, you're going to hear a lot of dead air. But this is his question. This is a long one. Do you think us as players and more so Snap content creators should be more understanding of what decks people play? I understand the game gets stale when it's the same old deck every time, but maybe that's all they have. I'm still missing 90 or 56 cards. I can only round out a few decks. Currently playing Toxic and still don't have Ajax or US Agent. When you went on your weeks-long Hella rant, I literally just got Hella. Sorry I'm playing the deck you hate. I just got it, LOL. I still don't have Thanos. If I finally get it, best believe I'm playing it. Now, with all that said, I do believe people that just keep playing the same decks over need to come up for air. The game should be fun and not always about winning, especially in proving grounds. I agree with that statement 100%. P.S. For what it's worth, I try to be empathetic to the opponent and give them the benefit of the doubt, but they're probably just playing the proven deck because it wins. Have fun. Play Galactus. Yeah, I wish I could. Someone came out with a Galactus deck yesterday with the new card in it, and I tried to play it, and it just sucked. And then somebody came out with another one that's a Clog deck. I think it was Zombies Go Nom Nom played it with Annihilus and Sentry in there, and I have that one. And I did play a couple games with that on Conquest just to see kind of to practice it a little bit and see how it played. Now that one looks like it may do well. I had a nice little surprise Galactus win in that, where people just didn't expect it. They just thought I was playing an out-and-out Clog, and they did not see the Galactus coming. So I don't know. Maybe I can play Galactus and have fun. I will be having fun with the Fantastic Four First Steps one in the Heralds of Galactus season, because that sounds like a blast. Just a different way to play him, but that sounds like a blast. Now, to your point, I would say be more, understanding, yes. For people who aren't collection complete, yes. The things that I brought up that I complained mostly about was conquest. That I would never be understanding about, because that I just think is, yeah, no. But you said that. You said that there. But yeah, I guess we look at things from, and I know it's hard because I've seen other players that are collection complete. It's hard to remember that everyone doesn't always have the cards that you have, being collection complete. So it is hard to think about that sometimes. So when I go off on these rants, now look, Hella's obnoxious, man. Hella's obnoxious, and it just when Hella's around and there is no cure for that deck, and there's no way to beat it. It is so obnoxious to play. I'm never gonna like that deck, man. I'm never gonna like it. And it's out there now. Denisha's deck, people are playing and stuff like that, but that's just a very different version of it. But I got beat by somebody playing that the other day, and they had the Gambit in there. That's how I knew it was Denisha's, and I'm like, oh. So Hella, I'm probably never gonna like. I'm probably never ever gonna like that deck. So yeah, but I see your point. I see your point. And yes, as creators, we do kind of have to be aware that not everybody's going to be collection complete. So yes, to your point there, we do have to be aware of that. Because, yes, we have to realize that there are probably a lot more people who aren't than are. And when they do finally get a new card, like, talking about how Thanos is obnoxious and how obnoxious Thanos is, it is hard to understand and realize that, not understand, but it is hard to understand how they feel sometimes, or to overlook how they feel, I should say, maybe that's a better word. To realize that it was, that they didn't have the card before, and that they're just trying to play something out new that they have. So, but thanks, man. I appreciate that. I hope that all recorded, because if not, you're going to hear a long pause there. I hope it recorded. I think it was recording. I'm going to have to go back and check. But I hope that all recorded. But anyway, thank you so much, both of you, for sending me questions. If you have a question for the call-in and you would like to have a chance to win a gold pass at some point in time, in fact, did I say, I may have said on Twitter that I was going to reward a gold pass. So that said, I'm going to give away a gold pass today to Jeroen. So I'm going to do that because I think I did mention on Twitter that I was going to give one out this week. So there you go. So Jeroen, thank you. You will be getting a gold pass. You've got to get to me on Twitter. Send me a DM with your player ID. Now remember, the shop is down. Right now, they're redoing the shop, revamping the shop, as I said earlier on this show. So I'll get that to you. Let's just say, to give them time, let's just say I'll get it to you on Friday. So I will get you your season pass, or your gold pass on Friday. So again, thank you so much for the questions, and yeah, please keep sending them to me over on Discord. Send them to my Discord, my Blue Sky DMs, on Blue Sky as a post, on Twitter as a post. Send them over to me. I would very much appreciate it. That I should get myself an email too. I should really make an email. I have so many Gmail accounts. I should make myself an email. Maybe I will. And this way you can email them to me as well. So please do. I always love getting the questions and stuff like that. So, all right. Next up, we're going to go to what's in the shop. It's time to look at the shop. Shop obviously changed up for the new season. I love the background. The new background is really badass. You have Strange in there. You have Scarlet Witch in the background. You also have Dormammu in the background. And in the background as well, if you look very closely at it, you can see Eternity, which is awesome. They should have had an Eternity card. But you can see Eternity drawn in the background, which is amazing. Eternity was in Love and Thunder. He looks like a big black, like a shadow filled with like planets and space particles and stars and stuff like that. Another one of my favorite characters from the comics. They should make an Eternity card. I'm surprised he's not in it, especially because he's in the background and stuff like that. But that's wicked cool background. I don't listen to the music either. I was coming home the other day from work, and I have the soundtracks downloaded on my iTunes. And one of the things, because I play my music on random, and one of the songs popped up randomly, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm listening to this. It was like rock. It had like guitar in it and everything. And I look at my screen. It's like a Marvel Snap. I'm like, I usually listen to it I don't listen to it with a lot of times I turn the sound effects down, and I don't listen to it with the music and stuff like that. So I'm like, damn, this is really good. And I'm going to have to start listening to the sound when I play the game. But all right, let's take a look at the shop, guys. We have the Collector's Vault. I went over this last week. No need to cover that again. Vibranium offers. We have a bundle for Toxic Temptations. This is a new Viper card. Looks pretty cool. Martina Murta variant. $14.99, 1,800 gold. Not a bad price at all for that if you are playing Viper and you're playing Clog. Which Viper is kind of a standard in that list. We have Midnight Mistress, Celine, $19.99, 3,500 credits. One black matte border, and of course the card and the boosters and the avatar. That's not too bad either. That's a good amount of credits for $20. So both of these are pretty good, I think, as far as money goes. There's a new one for Copycat called Reaper's Double. This is the $100 bundle. You get 6,000 gold, a cosmic border, 6,000 tokens. That's pretty good gold value. But if you're going to spend money on a $99 card, I would wait for the Jeff card with the Galactus Herald Jeff on there that I told you about earlier with the variants. I would wait for that one. And then in my shop today, we have the Pandart Studio variants that are in an album this month. Now, these are expensive. There's Iron Lad, Athena. I mean, they look badass. Don't get me wrong. They are really cool looking. There's a Korg. There is a Morgan Le Fay. Now, that's the Spotlight variant. That's 2,400 gold. There's a Pandart variant of Mystique. There's a Pandart variant of Red Guardian. Creative House Pocket variant of Merlin. And then the Helen G variant of America Chavez. She is a 700 one. So there is a new 700 variant. I'm really hoping they keep doing these every day. They seem like they're situating this in a certain way, like the album cards are here, and then they have the Spotlight card in the middle, and then they have the They have the Pandart ones at the bottom. They have the Weeks card, so the Merlin variants at the bottom, and then they have a 700 variant. I hope they keep the 700 variants coming, because I think that's really cool, because it's stuff that I get for free. But I like the Merlin avatar. It's like an old man. I might get that because I'm an old man. All right, so that's what's in my shop. Let's go over some decks. I'll talk about some variants that I got. So now these are some of the decks that I'm going to play that I played yesterday. Well, first of all, let me cover some decks that I played the end of the month last month. So let's go to C2. Now C2 is being played a lot. A lot of people are playing Cerebro right now. Right now, Binks on his stream is playing C3. So this one in particular has Echo, Nico, Goose, Agony, Mr. Sinister, Shadow King, Cerebro Mystique, Brood, Luke Cage, Rogue, and Storm. There are plenty of other Cerebro decks being played out there, so if you are a Cerebro fan, give it a shot. We have, let me see. This is the one I kind of ended the month with last month. This is it's like a tech deck, basically. Zabu, Surge, Fenris, Wolf, Gorgon, Killmonger, Negasonic, Red Guardian, Gladiator, Shang-Chi, Galacta, Enchantress, and Gwenpool. So as you can see, a lot of the tech, Shang-Chi, Enchantress, Red Guardian, Negasonic, Killmonger for Thanos, Gorgon for Thanos, and other decks that draw cards. Fenris, because you're just going to get something you destroy with Gladiator or Shang. Surge is just a great card. Zabu as well. So, I was doing pretty good like the last day of the month with this. And then now we'll get into the Merlin and Morgan Le Fay deck. Now, I I didn't realize they had given the other cards away before people changed their clients. I changed mine ahead of time because I always do the update ahead of time before I play. But some people got the other new cards as well because they did not update their game. They're trying to remedy that I think they're giving those cards away now. But they're trying to remedy that for people that like me, did do the right thing and updated the game. But anyway, these are some of the Merlin decks I played. Merlin Agamotto, this is Nicholas Scratch. Nico Minoru, which Nicholas Scratch was in the Season 4, or the Series 4 pack, which I bought along with the newest pack. So I bought 2 packs this week. Nicholas Scratch, Nico, Zabu, Surge, Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, Merlin, Red Guardian, Galacta, Enchantress, Gwenpool, Wiccan, and Agamotto. The only problem I saw with this was your hand is filling up constantly because a Merlin is constantly giving you his incantation every single turn. So just keep that in mind because you're going to constantly have your hands full. And it also can lead you, if you're not casting those incantations and spells from Agamotto out right away, you're going to get backed up. Your hand's going to get backed up and then you're not going to be able to draw cards. So just keep that in mind. So, playing the two of them together is fun, especially with Nicholas Scratch, and that's the intent, is you want to keep casting those spells and get Nicholas Scratch out to build him up higher. But if you don't get him, that causes an issue. So that's the first one. So I didn't like that one as much. Then I had this one. Now, this is the one I was telling you about. This is the one with Galactus that came from Zombies Go Nom Nom. This is a clog list with Hood, Nicholas Scratch, Merlin, Green Goblin, Viper, Luna Snow, Man-Thing, Sentry, Annihilus, Cannonball, Agamotto, and Galactus. So this is, again, you're going to have this is a good, when you think about this, this is brilliant because people are not going to think that you're going to have a deck that has 14 cards that's going to probably have a Galactus in it. It would be like playing a Galactus in a Thanos list or playing a Galactus in a Arishem list, which why would you? You may never see the card. So this is kind of brilliant because you're playing a clog list and you have many other ways to win, including Merlin and Agamotto, who are again going to fill your hand. So that Galactus might be hard for you to get anyway. But just as like a shocker way to win, this was pretty fun. I had fun with this, and clog is good in the meta right now. So, you're getting that Sentry and Eyeless going in there, which I talked last week that nobody really ends up playing. You've got a Cannonball in there to win you a lane at the end. You've got Goblins who clog up. You've got Luna Snow that can clog up with the ice things that she makes. You got a Viper that can send stuff over like the Hood, and everything like that, or send the Void over if you have the Void in the lane. But this is just cool. This was fun to play, and I'll probably keep trying it. This is the one I climbed the most with. And this was one I watched. Who played it yesterday? Teddy Ninja played this deck. It's a zoo list with Merlin in it. So it's Ant-Man, Squirrel Girl, Dazzler, Merlin, Marvel Boy, Red Guardian, Shauna, Shang-Chi, Khazar, Blue Marvel, Gilgamesh, and Mockingbird. I went from 65. I think I got to 67 with the Agamotto one, but then I went from 67 to 74-ish. Or maybe, yeah, no, I think it took me to like 70. I think it took me to where I am now, so 75. So I think it took me to 75. So this was just pretty good. A zoo list is pretty damn good. So yeah, this did really well for me. I was filling up lanes pretty quickly. I had the Mockingbird out pretty easily. The Shang in there is just smart because you can Shang away your opponent's big card last turn, and you could also play that big Gilgamesh. So this was a lot of fun. All right, let's look at... so that was the zoo one. There is this one. Now, this one's pretty good, too. I think this list came from It's Guest Gaming. This is a basically a mill-type deck. And this is with Morgan Le Fay. So it's Hood, Yondu, Cable, Fenris Wolf, Firehair, Killmonger, Venom, Baron Zemo, Gladiator, Morgan Le Fay, Misery, and Death. So This one's pretty cool. You're going to be able to get multiple hoods. Again, with what Fire Hair does. You've got Venom in there that can just clean up stuff for you. Killmonger's already in here, so it's good against Thanos. You're going to have a death that you're going to maybe have free at the end, and you've got Morgan Le Fay, who's going to return all your discarded and destroyed cards to your hand with +3 power. So if you destroy that hood, you're going to get it back as a 1/0. That's much easier to deal with than a 1/3. And all your cards that you may have destroyed with Misery are going to come back to you with +3 power. That would give you a 3/11 Gladiator. That'd give you a 3/8 Baron Zemo. So that's pretty good. A 3/6 Venom, you name it. So, and Guest said that this deck is a little busted. We'll see how that goes. I'll try that a little bit more, but there are 2 deck samples of some of the cards that are out already. Of course, Merlin and of course Morgan Le Fay. So, all right. Speaking of which, I was going to go over Jennifer Kale, but we're going to go with Merlin and we're going to go with Morgan Le Fay. We'll just stick with those 2, and then the other cards we'll go over as the season progresses. I'll end up probably making it 3 for Comics Corner. We could probably stick. We might have to make it bigger. Just make it shorter in the descriptions of them and stuff like that. So, in case you don't know, I already read out Morgan Le Fay is a 4/7. On reveal, return all your discarded and destroyed cards to your hand with +3 power. And then, of course, Merlin is a 2/3. At the start of each turn, add an incantation to your hand. Incantations are a omniversal presence. Replace this location with a new one and give Merlin +2. That's a really good one because you can get rid of Limbo. You can get rid of locations and stuff like that. You know what I haven't seen being played much? Negative. I'm very happy for that, but I have not been seeing Negative being played much. And I'm wondering if it's because of that fact that everybody's going to be playing Merlin, and there's going to be no change. They're easy to change those locations and easy to get rid of that Limbo location, which they like to have now that everybody's going to have it. So maybe there's Polymorph, which transforms your lowest power card into a card that costs 1 more, very random. And then we have Once in Future. Shuffle your lowest power card here into your deck to get +2 energy next turn. So it's the one that gives you some energy. So that is all his little incantations and stuff that he has. And So, all right. They are the 2 new cards. Now, let's look at variants. Now, this is since last week. So, I did get a Zorn. I think I may have mentioned him on last week's show. But I did get a Zorn. He's reading a newspaper. And there's like kind of smoke, looks like, coming out of the newspaper. It looks like looks like the smoke's going into his mouth or coming from his mouth, maybe. I don't know. Then we got, of course, the Colossus one that they gave away, which we'll never see play. We got the Venom and the Gambit, of course, from the missions that we didn't win or didn't finish because, we didn't hear about it until it was a little later and stuff like that. All the things about that. The Disco variants, I have them almost all now except for one. I think I'm missing one of them, and that's going to get me to the end of that track with that album and get to Spider-Man. But I got the Venom. I got the Werewolf by Night. I have the Captain America, who has a shiny shield, by the way. Very blinged out shield. I'm going to have to go to the album and tell you the rest of them that I have. Because for whatever reason, they're not... Well, I guess because they're not necessarily new anymore. Morgan Le Fay obviously is in here. Jennifer Kale's in here. Jennifer Kale's a 2/2. Activate her. Next turn you get +1 energy. Not great. I have a Victoria Hand variant that I just got. The Moon Colony variant of Victoria Hand's first variant of her I've gotten. I like it. Like that anime style. The Doctor Strange one. This is from the collection track for the new series. Winking Studios variant Doctor Strange. Looks very cool. His eyes are all glowing and lit up, the hands and stuff too. And then Thaddeus Ross, the Zoltan Boros variant of Thaddeus Ross. Got that one as well. So they are all the variants that I've gotten this week. And that should just about bring us to the end of the What's in the Shop segment. And now we're going to move on to Comics Corner, guys, and we are going to talk about Morgan Le Fay and Merlin. Now, Merlin, guys, you are going to learn as much as me today, because I honestly, hand up to God, for being a comic book reader and being a Doctor Strange reader, I never knew Merlin was in Marvel Comics. Other than the fact that, obviously I know about Merlin and the whole thing about King Arthur and the sorcerer's stuff and all that. I know who Merlin is. But I never knew that he was once a Sorcerer Supreme in Marvel Comics. So that is what we're going to look at. Merlin in comics. So, Marvel Database, Merlin, Otherworld, the Great Hierophant Merlin. And they also spell this Merlyn. Merlin Mirrodin is a legendary figure best known as a sorcerer and wizard featured in Arthurian legends. Merlin also served as Sorcerer Supreme for a time, and is one of the central beings of Otherworld, a realm outside the Omniverse, and has charged himself with manipulating events for the benefit of the continued existence of all reality. Merlin is a part of a gestalt that links himself with all of his alternate selves in the various realities in the Omniverse. So his current alias is the Great Hierophant Merlin. Affiliation and relationships: Captain Britain Corps, Saturn, Necrom, and Black Knight. Children is Roma, a daughter. He is currently single, in case, male, he's 6 foot as Merlin, Merlin, 6'2" as Merlin with the Y. His weight is also variable, 210 as Merlin with the LIN, and 140 as Merlin with the LYN. He has blue eyes. He has gray hair. He is human, deceased, lives in Otherworld. Presumably Otherworld, allegedly Ruta, a fragment of Atlantis, was his place of birth. Place of death: Times Forgotten Hollow, England and Great Britain, killed by Captain Britain, who was Betsy Braddock. Creator was Dan Barry. First appearance was the Young Allies number 11 in 1943. And then death was the Knights of X number 5 in August 2022. Identity, he's citizenship of Otherworlder, Avalon, and Ruta. Occupation: Magician, Sorcerer Supreme. Base of operations: Holy Republic of Fey and in Otherworld. So there you go. The exact origins of Merlin are shrouded in mystery, as his past is filled with contradiction, intentional misdirection, and manipulations. Many have posed as Merlin, which also suited his ends, being linked to his other selves, thereby confusing matters even further. Indeed, these facts may never be unraveled or made sense of, even as the Watcher stated that Merlin lives both backwards and sideways in time. So even the Watcher can't watch him. Mirrodin of Ruta. The earliest record of Merlin can be ascribed to a man named Mirrodin, whose origins and tales were rife with contradictions, connotations, and references to the Arthurian legend many centuries before those legends came to fruition. As this legend went, Mirrodin was a young priest of the sun on an island called Ruta, next to Avalon. Islands that were once part of Atlantis that survived the Great Cataclysm, which occurred around 18,000 BC. When the ancient priest of the sun learned of the happening of prophecy of Avalon, he sent Mirrodin, along with all his ancient artifacts and scrolls, along with the priestess Igraine and her daughter Morgan, to safety, as Avalon was destroyed in a massive volcanic eruption. Mirrodin changed his name to Merlin and arranged for Igraine to marry Gorlois, Duke of the Ten Islands. Gorlois being slain by Uther Pendragon, who then married Igraine and bore a son named Arthur. And that when Morgan reached adolescence, she accompanied Mirrodin to the Aran island under his tutelage. On Earth 148, it was believed that Merlin was born on an alternate Earth as a member of a race of immortal, powerful beings. He became the student of Necrom, his world sorcerer supreme. Necrom asked Merlin and his fellow student Pharaon to assist him in a magical ritual. Pharaon contacted the Cosmic Phoenix Force, on Earth 616, and using the Phoenix, and an alignment was created between parallel universes. This assignment was marked with a tower in the same place on every Earth in the Omniverse. According to magical principles, such an alignment would create a matrix of nearly endless magical energy. Necrom desired the power of the Phoenix for himself, and he attacked Pharaon. Pharaon, his powers enhanced by the Phoenix, battled his master, and Merlin used the opportunity to jump into the matrix, taking its power for his own. Necrom wounded the Phoenix and escaped with a small part of it. The Phoenix left Pharaon, who stayed behind on Earth 616, dedicating his life to asking the Phoenix for forgiveness. Merlin traveled to Otherworld and established himself as Omniversal Guardian, safeguarding the total of all universes in existence with the powers of the Matrix. Merlin dedicated himself to protecting the universe from finding Necrom. Necrom hid and planned for the next 2 centuries, changing the part of the Phoenix Force that he had stolen into the Anti-Phoenix. The Arthurian legends, foreseeing that this king would come from Vortigern's successor, King Uther Pendragon, Merlin sought to manipulate events so that his omen would come to pass. During his reign, King Uther clashed with Gorlois, the Duke of Tintagel. During these conflicts, Uther became attracted to Gorlois' wife Igraine. Merlin played on Uther's desires by using his magics to make Uther appear to be Gorlois to facilitate a coupling between Uther and Igraine in exchange for ownership of Uther's firstborn son. As fate would have it, Gorlois was slain in battle, and Uther wed Igraine, who begat the king a son, Arthur. Arthur was given to Merlin, who left the boy in the care of Knight Sir Ector, with Merlin acting as tutor for the boy in the years to come. He later instructed Uther to construct a round table that would become part of the legend of the future King Arthur. Also during this period, Merlin befriended Arthur's distant relative, the Baron of Scandia, and remained a friend of the family, another part of his plans that would see to fruition in the future. Then it goes into a whole bunch of stuff about Camelot. Of course, now here's this from the comics, the Captain Britain Corps. At some point after the Necrom incident, possibly after, during, after, or possibly simultaneously to his time in Camelot 616, Merlin founded the Captain Britain Corps, a group of Matrix-powered superheroes based on each Earth in the Omniverse. Merlin sent his best agent, Sir James Braddock, to Earth 616 to father a hero, James, for his son, Jamie Braddock. Was unsuitable for Merlin's purposes, but the twins, Elizabeth and Brian, both were. Merlin chose Brian to become Earth 616 Captain Britain, and he would be pivotal to Merlin's plans. I did not know that, and I used to read Captain Britain comics too. Modern age, over the years, Merlin manipulated Brian to become a stronger and wiser hero. He called him to Otherworld while his body lay unconscious after a fight with Lord Hawk to test his skills and award him with the Star Scepter. He partnered Brian with the Black Knight and other Merlin's champions like the bizarrely named Kilgore Slaughter to teach him more about magic. Merlin used Brian to stop Mad Jim Jaspers, a reality-warping mutant who threatened the fabric of the multiverse itself. Merlin seemingly died in the battle between Jaspers and the cyborg monstrosity called the Fury. Merlin was buried, and his daughter Roma took over as Omniversal Guardian. Merlin faked his death, though, and hid even from his daughter. In secret, he manipulated his daughter and Captain Britain to form Excalibur, a team of superheroes who would become his weapon against Necrom. Excalibur would take the tower that was part of the Matrix as their base. Not knowing the true meaning of this building, Necrom resurfaced and fought Excalibur. In the battle, Rachel Summers killed Necrom, and Merlin appeared to congratulate Excalibur. Excalibur were furious at Merlin for manipulating them and endangering them all. Roma, also disappointed in her father's callous behavior, assisted Excalibur in destroying their tower, and by extension, the Matrix. Merlin left in a rage at losing his source of power. Merlin and Roma both met occasionally on Otherworld, but Merlin didn't retake his position as Omniversal Guardian, trusting his daughter to protect the Omniverse. He was nowhere to be seen when Mastermind took over Otherworld or during the House of M reality warp that briefly supplanted Earth 616. It goes into Fury, Secret Invasion. At some point after this, Merlin was sealed in Otherworld by Oberon. When the Skrull's secret invasion began, he reached out to the mind of Peter Wisdom to try to get Wisdom to release him so he could fight against the Skrulls who had stolen Britain's magic. By the time Merlin was released, he was the only source of magic left in the British Isles, other than a replica of the Ebony Blade. After his release, he revealed that a shard of the Fury had pierced him and poisoned him, releasing the dark side of himself, which he kept contained within, leading to the murder of his daughter, Merlin then used the magic in the Shard of the Fury to resurrect Brian Braddock, who had been killed defending the Siege Perilous from the Skrulls. He also encouraged Faiza Hussein to take up Excalibur. Talks about his powers, obviously high intelligence, high speed, and energy projection. His potential for good stems from the factor of his mortal mother drinking holy water and receiving blessings from her priest, as well as becoming a nun, thus preventing the demon that had seduced her to transfer its impure influence upon her unborn child. And it goes over a whole lot here. So 161 appearances of Merlin in Otherworld, 9 in different handbooks, all in, of course, in Otherworld, as they said. And then you'll see. So X Factor number 4, volume 4. X-Men Die by the Sword number 1. Black Knight number 3. Captain Britain 34. Captain Britain and MI 13 number 3. Namor number 62. Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme number 1. Betsy Braddock number 2. So he's been in a lot of books. He's been in a lot of comics. So I just must have somehow missed them all. And now we shall go, and then we'll go to the Marvel Unlimited, and we'll take a look at some of those books and where you can read them. But right now we're going to go to our next one, and that is Morgan Le Fay. And we will talk about that card as well and her origins in Marvel. And again, another Arthurian character, obviously, that was translated into the comics. All right, so here we go. Morgan Le Fay, Earth 616. And she's got a quote. It's Morgana Le Fay, dark sorceress from another time, says Ares, the god of war. Going to look at her affiliations. She is widowed. She's female, 6'2", 140 pounds, green eyes, black and formerly purple hair. Sorceress, human, fairy, hybrid, alive, was formerly deceased. Place of birth, Tintagel Castle, Gore, now part of modern Cornwall, England, possibly Avalon, formerly Queen and Castle Magic Shop. Cause of death, her head was torn off by the Sentry. Oh man, dude, I didn't know that. Sentry killed her too. Sentry's killed some stuff. Creators Stan Lee and Joe Manili. Stan Lee and Joe Malini. First issue, Black Knight number 1, all the way back in March of 1955. Crazy. No dual identity. Citizenship is British, English, Otherworlder, Avalon, and Ruta. Pupil of Merlin. Mobile base operations are Mobile, Castle Le Fay, British Isles, Aran Island, British Isles, Ruta, and Avalon. All right. The early years. Allegedly, islands remained of Atlantis after it sank. On the largest of those islands, Avalon, Igraine was a sea princess. Igraine had a daughter named Morgan, with a man from the sacred clan. As the custom went, Morgan was taken to be trained at the House of Virgins to serve it as the Avalon Sea Princess, the great sun temple of the crystal city of the volcanic island of Ruta. The women were given in marriage to the men of the sacred clan for magical powers. Forbidding Morgan the love she sought, a young priest, Merlin, was warned of the upcoming and long-foretold catastrophe that was going to occur. The ancient priest of the sun entrusted Merlin with his secret scrolls and with his daughter Igraine. Merlin and Igraine rushed to the House of Virgins, where they took Morgan and flew on a merchant ship from Tingale, while the remaining islands of Atlantis were drowned by great tidal waves caused by the burst of a volcano. They ended up on the Isle of Britain, where Merlin changed his name to Merlin and established his druid worship in Stonehenge. He arranged for Igraine to marry Gorlois, Duke of the Tintagel, who adopted Morgan. Gorlois was killed by Uther Pendragon, who took Igraine for queen. She birthed a son, Arthur. Growing into a fine young woman, Morgan followed Merlin to an Aran island to become his apprentice, in exchange to also becoming his lover, but failed her to her pledge. This is all going back to the 16th century and a lot of the Camelot stuff. So I'm going to go more about the Marvel stuff that we have the Darkhold. Le Fay and her cult of Darkholders conjured up Sithon himself, expecting to use him as their minion, only to find him too powerful. Morgan and her cult attempt to banish him, but only succeeded in binding his spirit to Wundagore Mountain. Le Fay's repentant follower Magnus stole the Darkhold and placed it in an enchanted tower, which only good and noble people could enter. So you can see, obviously Darkhold connections, which we know of the Darkhold from the last movie, the Doctor Strange 2 with Scarlet Witch, how she got her hands on that, and how bad that book is. The Fall of Camelot. Le Fay met Dr. Doom and Iron Man, who both were sent back in time thanks to Time Platform. Doom escaped King Arthur and his knights to Castle Le Fay and found Le Fay to aid him. Le Fay used her magic to resurrect an army of undead made up of those slain by Excalibur. The two armies clashed, but the knights of Camelot were outnumbered. Iron Man decided to confront Le Fay himself and forced her to reverse the spell, causing the zombie army to collapse. Dr. Doom escaped, and Iron Man followed him back to the future. Back to the future. Across time, Merlin thwarted numerous attempts to bring ruin to Camelot, and eventually imprisoned her within Castle Le Fay. Morgan kept projecting her astral form to various periods of the future, seeking a means to escape her physical prison. In 1938, Wolverine fell in love with aspiring actress Celia Stroud. The two moved to Hollywood, California, but broke up after 6 months. While working on a film set, he was abducted by Morgan Le Fay, using Celia's body as part of a plot to trade immortality for the mutants. But her spells were not strong enough to control Logan's troubled mind, and he escaped. Modern age, Spider-Woman Le Fay projected her spirit through time to her fake Excalibur, taking over the mind of the criminal Jason Slapper Struthers when he took the sword. Now under her control, he attacked the streets of London. Le Fay sent Struthers to attack her former apprentice Magnus to try and find the Darkhold. Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, came to his rescue and was able to knock the sword from Struthers' hand, freeing him from Le Fay's control. She later returned when Drew was trying to escape the Hangman and transported her mind through time, tormenting her with illusions. While distracted, Le Fay was able to capture Magnus. She then sent the Doomslayers to attack Drew. Doomslayers were immune to Spider-Woman's attacks and threatened to destroy her, so Magnus agreed to reveal the location of the Darkhold, and they send Spider-Woman to retrieve it. Magnus sent her to meet with the Werewolf by Night, as he recently took control of the Darkhold. Magnus then sent a telepathic summons to S.H.I.E.L.D. against Agent Jerry Hunter to help Drew. Spider-Woman successfully subdued the werewolf and returned to Le Fay. But when she realizes that the memories of the Darkhold only existed in his subconscious and is willing to turn his mind to find it, Magnus released his astral form to stop them, as he held his own. Le Fay shot him in the body as if to destroy it. Le Fay's spirit easily withstood Spider-Woman's attack, and she opened a portal to Camelot, ostensibly to reunite with her body. Le Fay attacked Jerry as Drew continued to repel her attacks. An enraged Drew fired venom blasts, seemingly dissolving Le Fay's body as well. Le Fay's spirit disappeared, revealing Magnus had used his magic to make it seem like they were hurt. There's a lot here. Goes into Avengers. Avengers and Doctor Strange travel to the astral plane to fight her. Mordred. Now there's another one. That's another one I'm surprised we didn't get a card for this month. Mordred is huge in Doctor Strange comics. Retrieved Mordred from the Outer Dark. Morgan and Mordred plan to return her castle back to the earthly realm. I'm surprised Mordred's not in this month. Then, of course, Atlantis Rising, Queen's Vengeance, then versus Captain Britain, Doctor Doom, 1 million BC, Avengers World, Excalibur, and Mother Morgan Comes to Me. Yeah, there's a lot on Morgan Le Fay. Her power grid, her intelligence, of course, is high. Highest, though, is speed. Durability and energy projection are up there as well. Spell casting, reality warping, time travel, necromancy, self-resurrection, power granting, teleportation, omnipresence, shape-shifting, transmutation, energy projection, illusions, astral projection, true immortality, and duplications. Many, many books with her as well. Namor, Fantastic Four, Atlantis Rising, Black Knight Volume 2, Iron Man, bunch of Black Knights, Spider-Woman, as we read about a little bit, Avengers, Fantastic Four, Witches, She-Hulk, Dark Avengers, Excalibur, Namor, just a ton, just a bunch. So you can find her in a lot of things. We're going to head over to the Marvel Unlimited app. and we'll take a look. We'll look both characters up and we'll see what they say and where exactly the comics are that you can get them. And I'm sure there will be some in the app. So let's look up Merlin first. And yeah, it comes up. Now, the character doesn't pull up himself, but it does pull up Black Knight. Black Knight Curse of the Ebony Blade, 2021, number 1. And this is the 50s one is here. The 1950s one, the 1955 one that I told you that was created by, that's so cool. Oh, man, that's awesome. So, yeah, you can go all the way back and read his origin, the first appearance in the 1950s. He's in Mystic Arcana, The Avengers from 1963, 1972, 1963 again. A lot more of the 63 Avengers books. So, yeah, that's cool. You can really read some old stuff. If you want to go back and look for Merlin, that's really cool. And then Morgan Le Fay pops up as well when you look for him. And Morgan has some details. A queen and dark seductress. Oh, yeah. I remember about it. She was seducting someone I read from before. Sorceress. Sorry. Morgan is the half-fairy sister of the legendary King Arthur. Learning magic from the famous sorcerer Merlin, the immortal Le Fay has had centuries to perfect and pervert her mastery of the mystic arts, all to conquer the world. And when you look her up, you'll see it comes up. We got Betsy Braddock, Captain Britain from 2023. Excalibur, 2019 to present. Wolverine Annual number 20 or Wolverine Annual number 1 from 2019. Marvel Rising from 2019. Bunch of those books. Weapon H. The Mighty Avengers 2007 to 2010. Avengers 1998 to 2004. Avengers 1963 to 1966 and Skull the Slayer from 1975 and 1976. So, yeah, lots of stuff here for both of them that you can check out. And, whenever you can go back and you can read those early appearances, the very first appearance, it's always cool. And I didn't realize Black Knight came from the 50s, so that's pretty cool too. See, there's another one that I could have gone over at some point in time. All right, new this week in my shop, we've got the Astonishing Spider-Man Infinity comic. That's up to issue 30. We have Sentinels number 5. They have their own book, yes. TVA number 3, which is a lot of fun. I'm reading it. I love it. Rogue the Savage Land. That is at issue number 2. We've got Fantastic Four with the Doom storyline happening, issue number 29. Iron Man 2024, number 5. Ironheart is in that with him. Hellhunters 2024, issue number 3. Red Hulk, which is an Infinity book. No, this is another new number 1. Red Hulk's got his own comic. Red Hulk issue number 1 just started, 2025. Fantastic Four Into the Depths Infinite comic. I just read issue number 1 last week, so that's pretty good. That's exclusive to the app. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker adaptation is just coming out. Wow, that's really behind. Number 1 issue of that. So The Rise of Skywalker, the last of the trilogy, is just being adapted into comics. Amazing Spider-Man on issue number 68, 2022. It's the current run. Captain America and Volstagg, issue number 1. Helverine, issue number 3. X-Men 2024, issue number 12. Women of Marvel, She-Devils, issue number 1. That's a brand new title. Ultimate Spider-Man, I read this already. This is a must-read for me. I read this as soon as it comes out. Issue number 14. How about this for a throwback? The first appearance of Daredevil. It's a facsimile edition, but the first appearance of Daredevil is in the shop. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Astonishing X-Men Infinity comic exclusive to the shop. That's up to issue number 24. Ultimate X-Men number 12 from 2024. Sabretooth, The Dead Don't Talk, issue number 3. West Coast Avengers, issue number 4 from 2024. Marvel Meow with Quicksilver on the cover, issue number 29. Maverick, all the way back. This is from 1997, issue number 1. And there's a whole bunch of other ones from 1997 as well. Wolverine, Days of Future Past, Doombringer, Wolverine annuals, and stuff like that. So a bunch of Wolverine stuff from 1997. So there you go. That is what is in my shop. I will be doing some reading probably later tonight as well. All right. Well, we've gone a bit over time, and I figured we would because of all the new stuff we had to talk about and the DJ spin being a bit too long. But I hope you bared with me, and we're coming to the end. Now, I will redo my card ranks. Probably going to do those next week on the pod. But of course, let's look into the Spotlight caches, and we'll see what's coming up for the rest of June. And of course, we know we have High Voltage coming out, so that's cool. But let's look at the Spotlights and let's see what we've got coming up. So, of course, we have Morgan Le Fay, and we got her Spotlight card. Now, you are going to get a Spotlight card for Gore as well, and also Luna Snow. So they put the Morgan Le Fay one in today's shop, so I'm sure they'll switch those off. So for those of you who don't have Gore or Luna Snow, this is your chance. And now, because Second Dinner said you're going to get the base card, so if you do get the variant for $2,400, which is a lot, you will get the base card too. Next week is the Ancient one. And then that's going to be Moonstone and Victoria Hand. The following week will be Nightmare, along with Anti-Venom and Kate Bishop. Then we got Clea with Penny Parker and Scarlet Spider. And last, we have Dormammu. This is a 5-week month with Fenris Wolf and Toxin. All right, so that is a look what is coming up in Spotlights. And I do believe, I think we're getting, are we getting another OTA this coming week? I do believe we might be, because I know they're coming back to back very quickly. So we just got the June 5th one. But I think, oh, wait, hold on. Marvel Snap June 5th OTA card balance updates. An OTA balance update is scheduled for June 5th. However, with today's patch, Infinity Ultron's power was inadvertently nerfed to 5.6, which is part of the changes coming this Thursday. Okay. So they gave you a little bit. So they're going to change. They're doing some changes to Infinity Ultron. So there is one coming this Thursday. Due to this, Second Dinner's decided to release the patch notes today to help players prepare for the upcoming Golden Gauntlet tournament that aligned on the same week as well. All cards will be receiving buffs overall. Oh, okay. So here you go. So we have the balance updates. Infinity Ultron is changing from a 5.8 to a 5.6. On reveal, add 2 of Ultron stones to your hand. But then, are they changing the stones? Yeah. So the stones are getting buffed. It looks like, so Ultron's going, is he going down? Because he was, wait, hold on. Was he a 5? Yeah, he was a 5.8. So he's going down to a 5.6. So he's going down a bit, but the stones are getting buffed. So you've heard it here first. This is the OTA changes. The Infinity Power Stone, there's a 3-2. That is still going to double his power, but that's going down to a 2-1. So it's just going to make a change in the cost. And the Reality Stone on reveal added drone here, said its power equal is still going to remain the same, but that's also going to a 2-1. So Infinity Ultron overall, the stones are getting buffed. He's taking a little bit of a hit in power, but the stones are getting buffed. So that's cool. The Space Stone is also getting changed. That's going from a 3-4 down to a 2-5 with the same wording. And the Soul Stone is going from a 3-3 to a 2-3. So all of his stones are getting reduced. He's going down to a 5-6. All his stones are going down. So they will be easier to get out on the board now. And, oh God, I hate this app. And then the Infinity Stone is going down to a 2-2. We've been working on Infinity Ultron since the last time we upgraded him. These are the notes. Back then, we weren't confident that just adjusting Ultron's base power was going to be a sufficient change, and that proved to not be the case. But we wanted to go through some reps internally to make sure we landed on a substantially better spot rather than very small incremental buffs. Today, we're taking that big swing by reducing all of his Infinity Stones to 2 cost, with a variety of power adjustments among them. In particular, we are giving an additional power increase to time and space to bring up the weakest rolls available and flatten out the total strength of Ultron. As part of this change, we're reverting Ultron back to 6 power to compensate for the strength addition to power and Reality Stone. Our hope is that this approach will not only buff Ultron, but allow you to make strategic decisions based beyond playing both of his stones on turn 6. That makes playing with the card more flexible in a way that not only stronger, but more engaging to play with repeatedly over time. Okay. Giganto. Giganto's getting a buff? Oh, man. Same stats, but he's bigger. You can only play this at the left location. Same with that, but he's going to a 6/16. 6/16. Wow, dude. I mean, does he end up wanting to go? Well, I could tell you where he's going to be. He's going to be. And he always has been. He's been in Hela. So, wow, we might see Hela come back. Oh boy. Omega Red is being changed. Omega Red is a 4/5 currently. If you're winning here, plus 3 power, other location stays the same. He's going to 4/6. Supergiant is getting changed. Supergiant is going from a 4/5 to a 4/7. So notes here. Okay, these are a little more simple. The collection of buffs felt appropriate given these cards' recent performance on the ladder, as well as their complete lack of registration in the Golden Gauntlet tournaments. Yeah, nobody played with any of them. We can't promise every single card in Marvel Snap is going to be competitively viable, but we'll always look for opportunities to let players engage with the most content in the most fun way possible. We enjoyed watching the first Golden Gauntlet and are looking forward to the next one this weekend. Maybe we'll look for other community-driven opportunities to impact balance in some interesting ways in the future. That's all for this week. Happy snapping. All right, so there you go. You heard it. You got it here. I don't know if it's first. I may have just not known about it. But there you go. So there's the OTA. So I won't be doing another video for the OTAs. They were all buffs. Infinity Ultron for the most part. And then Giganto got bigger and Omega Red got a little better. So there you go. You heard it here on the pod today if you didn't hear it already before that. So, okay, now we will definitely go to MCU news and get into that. Again, today is the Fantastic Four ticket sales day. So the tickets went on sale. And so, yeah. Marvel finally reveals the first look at the MCU's new most powerful character, and they are talking about Franklin Richards. And in the trailer today, you got to see him as a baby in the trailer. Loves to keep its cards close to the vest when it comes to marketing, in some instances, such as the trailer for Avengers Infinity War, which features a shot of a bunch of heroes, including Hulk, running in Wakanda. Moments end up on the cutting room floor. Other times, the powers that be remove and add characters to scenes and moments that they aren't in during the marketing phase. Thunderbolts is a great example because Taskmaster appears in various posters and trailer shots despite having a very limited role. However, the next movie, Fantastic Four Steps, is doing things its own way. Trailers haven't revealed too much about the upcoming movie outside the fact that the public loves the Fantastic Four and Galactus is coming to devour the Earth. One plot point the marketing has been teasing, though, is that Susan is pregnant. Well, with tickets finally on sale, Marvel is done beating around the bush, revealing the first look at what may be the MCU's new most powerful character. To announce that fans can now reserve their receipts for First Steps showings in July, Marvel released a short trailer featuring plenty of new footage. The Thing is driving the Fantastic car, Human Torch is dropping one of his teammates' iconic catchphrases, and Silver Surfer finds herself in the middle of the action, but the most interesting shot is of Susan and Reed Richards in bed with a baby. Safe to assume the child is Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman are looking at is Franklin Richards, powerful character in the pages of the Marvel Comics. He's probably going to need some time to gain control of his abilities, but when he does, the MCU will never be the same. Very few characters will be able to challenge Franklin Richards in the MCU. Due to his parents being exposed to cosmic rays, he's born with incredible gifts. He can make use of telepathy, telekinesis, and even astral projection. However, his calling card is reality warping, which allows him to make just about anything he wants out of thin air. Being of limitless potential, Franklin finds himself on the radar of some pretty powerful characters in the comics, including Celestials, Eternity, and First Steps villain Galactus. The trailer for First Steps reveals that Reed believes his work is what causes the Devourer of Worlds to set his sights on Earth. However, there's a decent chance that Galactus sends the Surfer to the Fantastic Four's homeworld because he senses the presence of a new challenger, one that could put him on a diet by stopping him from eating planets. Till First Steps hits theaters, that's all speculation, but no matter what Galactus' motivations are, Franklin isn't going to be a small part of the action. With the Fantastic Four set to play a major role in Avengers Doomsday, Franklin is sure to join his family and travel to the sacred timeline. He's not going to get much help as a baby, or be much help as a baby, but the MCU has messed around with aging technology before, such as a fiasco with Scott Lang in Avengers Endgame, that gives Marvel Studios the option to have its most powerful character come into his own before enough time has passed in the universe to turn him into a full-fledged hero. Fantastic Four hits theaters on July 25th, 2025. So there you go. Yeah, I have to go and read that comic because a lot of people are showing that, like on YouTube videos and stuff, with the Franklin Richards saying, "Come to me by Galactus," and then you see him putting on the Galactus helmet. So some are even speculating because of that comic book, and I haven't read it. I don't know how I missed that, but I have to find that. I don't know if there was some Fantastic Four issues that I missed along the way, but I have to check it out. I need to, because some people are speculating that Franklin might be aged, like they said, grow into and become the Galactus of Earth 616. So that's kind of cool. And that's a way they could definitely bring Galactus back. A lot of people thought they weren't going to. Here's one from that. Oh, by the way, that article, I want to give credit here. That article is from comicbook.com. This one is from Screen Rant. Marvel's new Black Panther actor addresses Avengers Doomsday Return and MCU replacement rumors. So that is from Latita Wright. It's just an ensemble of greatness. So I was really excited to be a part of it. I've been part of it before, but in a more smaller way. Now I have a little bit more. So yeah, it's just a great family, literally coming off the set. Filming yesterday, put my best into it. Working with the Russos is always amazing. Just a great team. Was asked about stuff. Can't say anything. I'm sworn to secrecy. All I can say is that I did my filming yesterday, and it was great. We are having a great time. So the rest of it is all rumor. Obviously the actress can't say anything on her own, of course, about any of it and give any of it away. But they are indeed filming, as I've said before. And ahead of Galactus' MCU debut, the Marvel villain just met his match, but it's not who you think. While Galactus is set to make his MCU debut in First Steps, he has just met his match thanks to a surprising hero in the comics. On the page, the World of Hour's attempts to consume the Earth are typically resisted by the Fantastic Four, though he does exist as a threat to the entire planets across the cosmos. Having destroyed countless worlds and claimed trillions of lives with that in mind, the newest Marvel one-shot presents a very different Marvel hero trying to stop him once and for all. As part of J. Michael Straczynski's ongoing series of one-shots for Marvel, his latest is Ghost Rider vs. Galactus 1. Ooh, I didn't see this one yet. Featuring none other than Johnny Blaze going head-to-head with the World Devourer. On the one hand, one would think that Galactus would have no problem destroying a hero as small as Blaze with the power cosmic. However, this new comic proves to be the true power of Ghost Rider's supernatural hellfire. Matching Galactus' size, Blaze epically takes to the fight to the World Devourer in this new issue, hopping on a rocket and determined to make the World Devourer pay for his sins with the Ghost Rider's signature penance stare. As revealed at the beginning of this new one-shot, Ghost Rider vs. Galactus #1 takes place in the 70s. Running into Ghost Rider, who turned a criminal into ash with his penance stare, Ben Grimm has a wild idea, asking Johnny Blaze if his hellfire would work on someone like Galactus. The Thing is the one who motivates Ghost Rider to set his sights on the World Devourer. Humorously, Ghost Rider hitches a ride on the outside of a rocket with his hell cycle, heading for the stars at the beginning of this issue. Eventually, he does find Galactus, who has just finished consuming a planet, while the Watcher himself observes. Ghost Rider and Galactus do clash following Blaze's massive transformation, allowing him to match Galactus in size. Once Ghost Rider gets Galactus' attention, two beings start to brawl. Surprisingly, they're pretty evenly matched. As seen with a blast of energy from Galactus' power cosmic cancels out Blaze's supernatural hellfire. However, it's ultimately revealed that Ghost Rider's penance stare does not work on Galactus, as the World Devourer has no sin or malice tied to his actions. As Uatu confirms to Blaze, consuming worlds is Galactus' instinctual purpose, the very reason for which he was created. Nevertheless, Ghost Rider doesn't care about the natures of the universe and Galactus' ultimate cosmic purpose. Likewise, he was fully prepared to fight Galactus until one of them died, keeping the World Devourer from consuming more worlds. However, Uatu simply ends up sending Blaze back to Earth. As the lone survivor of the previous universe, Galactus is tasked with the consumption of the absorption of worlds, including the energy of their various cultures and ideas. This, in turn, will eventually lead to the creation of new life. Ghost Rider would have stopped Galactus from consuming worlds. It would have prevented the next universe from being created, disturbing the life cycle and death and Galactus' crucial role within it. That being said, it's still pretty cool that Marvel has further proven that Ghost Rider and Galactus are evenly matched, even if Blaze's penance stare is ineffective against the World Devourer. So that's cool. I'll have to check that out when it comes out. Fan favorite from Schitt's Creek joins MCU. Who is this? That has been proven true for actors Chris Pratt, Kobe Smulders, just other people. Now a fan favorite star from the comedy Schitt's Creek will join. Marvel's Vision series has cast star Emily Hampshire as Edith, the Stark Industries artificial intelligence introduced in Spider-Man Far From Home. She joins Paul Bettany in the series. So yeah, that keeps getting people. So she's going to be Edith, the voice for Edith in Vision. Let's see here if there's anything else. Marvel star teases MCU return. Definitely there's more on the table. Benicio del Toro has just given his most encouraging update yet regarding a potential return to Marvel Cinematic Universe, suggesting his time as fan-favorite cosmic entity The Collector may not be over. Speaking with Josh Horowitz on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, the Academy Award winner offered a hopeful outlook on his MCU future. A significant tonal shift from the very recent comments, where he expressed doubt about being invited back to the franchise. While Del Toro was clear that the decision is not up to him, his optimistic statement is that there's more on the table, is sure to ignite fresh speculation that the Collector could play a role in the universe-shattering events of upcoming films like Avengers Doomsday. All right, so there you go. And I watched a video earlier today. I think it was Emergency. Was it Emergency Always? No, I don't remember exactly what it was. But I watched a video earlier today that are, again, a lot of leaks coming from the Doomsday stuff. There's been another castle sighted at Castle Nottingham. I think it's a castle over in England that they're going to be doing filming from. People are assuming it could be Castle Doom, but others are saying it could be Magneto's castle. So that was released on a video earlier today that I watched. But again, be careful. Little details like this are coming out. They did show what looks to be Avengers Mansion, X-Men, the X-Men mansion in it, as well as Sentinel pieces and stuff. So just be careful if you don't want to really know, or kind of piece together a lot of stuff that's going on, because you're going to see more and more of this. And of course, I think I talked about last week the news that Hulk was going to be in Spider-Man. That's kind of flowing around there. That the Hulk is going to be teaming up now with Spider-Man in Brand New Day. There are some people that aren't too thrilled about that, because they're kind of saying that they kind of would just wish it would be grounded. It would be Tom Holland without being an Avengers sidekick all the time and stuff like that. So, but we don't know what Hulk we're getting. And I'm okay if they bring the Raging Hulk back as kind of a thing and not be the Professor Hulk and stuff. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think that would be kind of cool. So, all right, that is going to do it. We are approaching the 2-hour mark. So, again, if you have not done so already, please go check out the video that I did on the YouTube page with Glazer. That was a great discussion. We talked about a lot of things, including the Golden Gauntlet 2. We talked about the OTA that just came out. We talked about this month's new cards and all that kind of stuff as well. So please go check that out. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video and comment as well. And of course, thanks for listening on audio. If that's where you're listening to, again, you could follow the pod on any platform. Make sure you're doing that. Leave me comments there as well if there's anything you like, dislike, or otherwise, or like to hear. And also send me those questions for the DJ call-in. Yeah. That is going to do it for me. No OTAs because we just went over them and they were all buffs. So nothing else for me then for this week. That will be it for me until next Monday, when I do have some guests coming on the show. Those are the guys from the How Can She Snap pod. We'll be talking to them finally, able to get them on the show. And how, like I said, they were thinking about bringing bringing it back, kind of reviving it and doing their version of the pod, kind of in homage to No Big Deal and the Kid. So I think that's cool. So I should have them on this coming Monday. And then going forward, again, if you want to leave me comments and stuff, if there's anybody you'd like to see me have on, I do have some other guests lined up. But if there's anybody else you'd like to see me have on the show, or, maybe a creator that I missed along the way or something like that, which I will be trying to get more content creators on there, let me know that as well. And then also check me out on the Snap Judgments pod. The next one coming up next week, I will be a guest on that also. So, all right, guys, enjoy the new cards. Merlin is fun to play. I haven't done much with Morgan Le Fay yet, but they both seem like they're pretty fun cards. So enjoy the new month. It does not seem like it's going to be as obnoxious. I'm not seeing Thanos everywhere or any of that kind of stuff. So it seems like it's going to be a little bit more fun. So enjoy it. Hope you got all the cards you need. Hope you climb well and enjoy the month. And just get ready for the Fantastic Four because, oh, gosh, that's going to be amazing. So, and don't forget about the helmet. Don't forget about the helmet. Don't forget about the popcorn bucket. So, all right, guys, that is it for me. Have a great week. Please stay safe. Be kind to one another always. And hopefully, I'll talk to you all on the next episode of Snap Decisions. This is your Snap DJ signing off.